if I hadn't been somewhat of a student of the communist Chinese since I was 3, 4, 5 years old, my grandfather, my mom's dad, who was big into geopolitics, and my dad, who was big into it, would sit there at the kitchen table when he'd visit Dallas or we'd visit Austin. We lived in Dallas, my mom's parents in Austin, and they'd just have 5-hour discussions, you know, there with, he'd have a highlighter, my grandfather would, talking about ICBMs and MERV technology and how the traders were giving it to the Russians and the Chi-Coms and, you know, Werner von Braun blueprints and, you know, talking about all this crazy stuff. And how the Chi-Coms will be the future enemy, but that the corrupt, you know, planetarist or whatever my grandfather was calling them, wouldn't call them globalists, we're allying with them and selling us out because it was part of the plan of Satan for the end of the world and all this stuff. I mean, you're 4 years old. You're like, you know, you're 6 years old. You're 8 years old. You're listening to this stuff. And your mom's like, he's a little eccentric. But my dad didn't think he was eccentric. My dad was a smart guy. And then my mom's brother wasn't eccentric. He was involved in black ops all over the world and led a lot of stuff. And he believed it all. Was, you know, listen to my grandfather. And so I grew up hearing all this stuff and how I remember being like 7 years old and they visited us on Christmas. And I remember my grandfather going, they want us to have a nuclear war. The Chinese dictator, whoever it was after Mao died, says he wants us to nuke them because they want to get rid of their population. They're the only group in the world that wants to get rid of them. That's why they fit into this world government scheme to reduce the population. And I'm telling you, they'll release a race-specific weapon and blame it on us. That's the plan. And I've told these stories before on air years ago. But you talk about a visionary, man. My mom's dad was smart, way too smart for his time. And I mean, bouncing off the wall smart. And eccentric's the name of it. But you pull back from this and you think about what's going on in China, they need an excuse to clamp down on their political enemies, a way to unify the population under control, a way to get the world to endorse their tyranny, something Trump's suddenly done that's wrong. You're like, oh, they would never kill millions of their own military-age men. It's called a balance.
From the front lines of the information war, it's Alex Jones.